Hi, everyone, and welcome back to KGS Business Consultants Podcast and YouTube channel. I am your host, Dimple Patel. And for those tuning in for the first time, I'm an IFPG consultant, franchise consultant. We're representing 600 incredible brands. My passion is helping aspiring entrepreneurs find the right business fit, and I do it all for free. Yep. So there's no cost to my clients because I get paid by the brands I work with. So if you're thinking about owning your own business and don't know where to begin, I'm here to help you navigate your options. Today, we have a very special guest, Amy Layne, the founder of Pink's Window Services, a business that's truly brightening up homes and making a mark in the window cleaning industry. But before we hear from Amy, let me share a little story. So imagine this, you're sitting at home and the sun's out, but something feels off. The light isn't quite as bright as it could be. That's because your windows, those all important portals of light, are streaked with dirt. We've all been there. And the truth is, clean windows do more than just improve the view. They transform how a room feels. And this is exactly the difference Pink's Windows Services is making for homes and businesses across the country. They're not just cleaning windows, they're lifting spirits, one shiny pane at a time. Amy, my friend, I'm thrilled to have you here today to talk about your journey with Pink's Window Services and how your franchise opportunity is offering people the chance to build their own success stories. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you so much. And I am so honored to be on the show today. I do just want to make one clarification. I'm actually not the founder. I can't take credit. Brandon and Carter are our amazing founders of Pink's, but I am a director of franchise development for the brand. So just wanted to make sure I was given credit where credit's due.
No, and my apologies for that, Amy. I'm not sure why I thought you were the founder. Really
Hey,
sorry.
that's okay. I'll take it. I'll take it.
So sorry, people. Wonderful, Amy. Amy, then I guess let's dive into Pink Windows. I have to ask, what's the story behind Pink Windows? Was there like a light bulb moment where the founders thought, this is it, sparkling clean windows? What got
Yeah.
them started?
Yeah, so our co-founders, Brandon and Carter, they actually both had corporate jobs that they had gone to college, gone to their corporate jobs. They thought that was kind of the end all be all. They thought that's what they were supposed to do. And then, as with many people during the COVID pandemic, they were laid off. So, in an instant, they kind of had to rethink through things and they took a walk around their neighborhood. And at the time, they noticed all these different service vehicles that were still out servicing the local community. And they thought to themselves, how could we be doing this, but doing this differently? And they kind of looked at each other. They said, neither of us have service experience, home service experience, I should say. But what's something that we could do? So they looked into window cleaning, which is a quite simple trade, which is one of the things I really love about it. And they took their backgrounds from finance and branding and kind of put it together. And what they did was they created this really cool, fun brand, which you don't really think about when you think of window cleaning. Cool, fun, those aren't really words that are usually described. But that's what's so unique about Pink's is that the brand itself really stands out. So they kind of took the old school milkman mixed with the local auto body mechanic. And they mashed them together. And that's what the brand kind of look and feel is all about. And their whole goal is to take dignity back into the blue collar trades. So that's kind of the quick story of how the inception of Pink's occurred.
Wow, that's really interesting and so inspiring.
Yeah.
Amy, I'm always fascinated by what makes a brand stand out to potential entrepreneurs. So, what makes Pink's Window Services such a great franchise opportunity for someone looking to dive into the window cleaning business? And more importantly, who's your ideal franchisee? Who's the person you see thriving in this kind of business?
Yeah, so I was thinking of this question earlier, and I like to break things down into three. So I'm calling it in my head the three S's. And so one of them I mentioned, actually, two of them I mentioned, it's simple. So window cleaning is a simple business. So it's not HVAC, plumbing, electric, some of the other trades that need employees with intensive experience or that are more complex of an operation to manage. So the simplicity of it, the standout component, so the brand itself, like we talked about, it's different. Our owners walk around at coffee shops, they walk around at the grocery store with their Pinks attire, and I've actually heard some of them talk about how they feel like a local celebrity because of the uniform. It stands out. People are curious. And then the third thing is the support. And that's really the partnership with Resi Brands. So you'll see the logo here. Resi Brands is our parent or platform company. We actually have 4 home service brands. Pinks is one of them. And there's a lot of support, training, coaching that is tied into the Pinks operation. And then as far as what we look for in an owner, there's a couple different kind of components that I think make a really good owner. Of course, the ability to follow a system. You know, franchising is all about having a playbook and the tools to kind of follow and having the guidance. And that kind of goes in line with coachability as well. So again, it's not something that we're looking for window cleaners. So we're not looking for people that have past business ownership experience. That's a great win, but it's not a necessity. We're looking for someone that is a hard worker that wants to get out and really grind and hustle, make connections in their local community. If they are thinking about one of our larger models, we have something called the CEO model, which is multiple territories. You're bringing on a team underneath you. Something that we do look for as a key quality there is leadership, even down to our owner operator model, which is the smallest level, our smallest kind of operation, one territory. Being a great leader is something that's very important, and being a culture carrier, being proud to say that you own a window cleaning business and kind of relaying that to your team as well, so that they feel proud to make that impact in their community. Like you were saying, it's beautifying the houses and the businesses that we work with.
Mm-hmm. So, Amy, what's at the heart of Pink Window Services? Like we know it's more than just cleaning windows. Can you tell us all the core services you offer? And you've got residential and commercial clients, but what else
Yeah.
is involved in making homes and businesses shine? And how does this tie into the bigger trend of energy efficiency and sustainability?
Yeah, good question. So I would say the bulk of our services are exterior and interior window cleaning. We have squeegees, we have water fed poles. So to clarify, we don't clean anything that's above 60 feet. Typically, that's kind of our threshold. So we're not the guys and gals that you see strapped onto the side of the building looking like Spider-Man of a high-rise building. That's not us. So we're more so feet on the ground or small kind of ladders, but it's interior, exterior. It's power washing, soft washing, deep track cleaning, high dusting, solar panel cleaning. So as you mentioned, sustainability, cleaning solar panels. A lot of people don't think that their solar panels need a clean, but that's something that is a big service depending on the area. And dusting, really anything that you can think of that's kind of cleaning the exterior or slight interior of the house is what we focus on, and both residential and commercial as well, like you mentioned.
Wonderful. So, um, I also want to get into the business side of things. Like how does your business model help franchisees succeed? what are some key factors that make Pink's window services scalable and profitable for those joining the brand?
Yeah. So I would say multiple things, but as far as scalability and profitability, so Pink's, first off, I should have mentioned this before, but it's a recurring revenue model. So what's really great is that you come in year one, that should theoretically be the smallest year, because the idea is year over year, you're increasing steadily because you're bringing on repeat customers. So whether that's a homeowner that's maybe getting their house cleaned twice a year, quarterly, or maybe you're a restaurant owner or a coffee shop owner, hotel, etc., that's getting cleaned weekly. So that's a great win there as far as kind of growth. Also, each territory that we offer can have multiple vans. So we start each owner out with one van per territory. And each van can do about $250,000, $300,000 in revenue. So you can continue to scale. For example, Brandon and Carter in Austin, which is where we're headquartered, they have 4 vans operating right now, and they're about to add a 5th. So you can really scale deeper within your territory or territories. And that's another kind of additional component there. Since Resi Brands is the parent company, we offer the ability for our owners to stack brands, so they can have one Pink's, one Painter, one Garage Up, or other brands that we may add in the future, and build what we call a home service empire for themselves. So if they don't just want to stick with one brand, they can stack and become a referral partner for each other. Or if they just want to stick with one brand, they may have someone else in the Resi brand system come in, and they can be a referral partner for each other. Hopefully that answered the question. I might have missed something there, but
No, you
let me
absolutely
know.
did, Amy. And what is the investment like for Pink's window services?
Yeah, for the estimated initial investment for one territory is anywhere from 128 to 166.5.
128 to 160. And what is the
Yeah.
average gross revenue like for your franchisees?
Yeah, so we only started franchising Pinks. I believe our first owner came on in October of last year. So we're coming up right on a year with our first owner, franchise owner, I should say. So what we have to share is our 2023 gross revenue of our flagship location in Austin. And that is 748,000 in terms of revenue, with a net close to 50%. So 47.84% is our margin there.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. And like I said, it's a simple business, so there's not too many different, components going on, which makes those margins able to be like they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Amy, every new business owner wants to feel supported, especially in the early days. Could you
Yeah.
can you walk us through the kind of training and support franchisees can expect when they join Pink's Window Services family? And how do you help them get started? And what kind of ongoing support do they receive?
Absolutely. I think support is one of the biggest keys to the success of a lot of our owners, of, I should say, kind of overall within Resi brands of our owners.
Mhm.
But what we do first is we get our owners, so you'll have a onboarding coach. So right off the bat, when the transition is happening, of you sign the paperwork, you're getting excited, we're going to have a kickoff call, you'll have an onboarding coach. You'll then start to complete tasks alongside your onboarding coach, so making sure all of that's going well. And you have access to Trainual, which is our online virtual training platform. So it's an app, and they have that for their entirety. So if in the future they're out on a job and they're like, oh, what was XYZ, they can search it very quickly on their phone. So you have that forever. Once they've completed that training, which I think is up to about 60 or 70 plus hours of online virtual training, after they've done that, they come out to Austin, to our headquarters, for a 4-day kind of immersive training boot camp. So they're in a group setting with other owners. And we like to do a lot of group things at Resi Brands and at Pinks because, as you know, in a franchise system, I think one of the biggest pieces of magic or the specialties in franchising is you have other owners that you're able to collaborate with. And so we start them with the training, and then following to that, they have a success coach. So that person is with them every step of the way. So they're doing weekly one-on-ones, they're doing group training calls, they're reviewing their estimates with them for the first 90 days. And what I think is really unique about the coaching and training that we do at Resi is it's not just let us tell you how to do something. A lot of training is done that way, of telling rather than doing with. And so we focus a lot of our training on let's get in and work your pipeline with you. Let's show you how to do certain things and then watch you do them. And so it's very collaborative and very kind of hands-on, I guess. And then lastly, we also have some cool coaching opportunities with John Maxwell, who is a leadership guru. So he's an author, a speaker, a coach, and he is our Resi Brands personal brand coach / mentor. So he meets once a month with our owners. And then Cody Sanchez, who is a new partner in the Resi Brands business. She is also doing kind of masterclass sessions with our owners. And Scott Greenberg, who is the author of The Wealthy Franchisee, he does coaching sessions with our owners as well in terms of mindset and how to enable them to be a wealthy franchisee. So we have a lot of cool coaching opportunities, both internally and through some experts in their fields.
So these coaching opportunities are part of the royalty fees and that they're paying, right? Like it's not an additional cost, it's included.
So we actually have what we call a masterclass fee. It's $5,000 just upfront. It's part of our initial franchise fee. So it's included in the estimated initial investment.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So window cleaning, it sounds like something that's always in demand. So how has the market for your services grown recently? Are there any regions or cities you're particularly excited about expanding into? What's the big picture for Pink's window services?
Yeah, so I would say overall the industry in general, I think you're right. I think especially, as Brandon and Carter were starting this in the midst of the global pandemic, that had a lot of people thinking of hygiene and making sure, doubling down on things being cleaned, especially restaurants and boutiques and hospitals and all sorts of things. So that's kind of overall. But as far as specific areas, quite honestly, we're excited about a lot of places in the US. I think off the bat, Florida has been very hot. California has been very hot. Not the temperature wise, but or the temperature both. But those have been really quick markets, I would say, as far as growth. But really, we're open to having conversations anywhere, and we've had a lot of interest kind of scattered throughout the US.
Wonderful. So Amy, I always ask everyone that I interview about a success story. Everybody loves a success story. Do you, and I know you said you just started franchising, and I'm not sure how many franchises do you have at the moment, franchisees?
That is a great question. We just surpassed 100 territories awarded, and I think we are at, if you give me 1 second, I can tell you, we are at, I lost it, but around like 130 territories that we've awarded across the US for Pink. So we are a new brand, but we have a lot of people that are joining, and we're really excited about 2025, having a lot of those owners launching and getting into their first years. And so yeah. And what was your original question? Sorry, I got sidetracked.
This is perfect. I wasn't sure about the numbers, but I wanted to know if you have a success story that stands out from one of your franchisees. And
that's right.
On
Yes.
the flip side, I also want to know some challenges your franchisees have faced, and how does Pink's Window Services help overcome those obstacles?
Yeah, so both good questions. Let's see. Starting with the success story. So I mentioned earlier our branding. So I'll tell you kind of two different ones. One, our branding, like I mentioned, it really stands out. And so that has been fun hearing of owners that are either mistaken for our founders just because they're wearing the uniforms, and that tells you how strong the brand itself is, as well as them feeling like celebrities. I don't know if you had seen, but Pinks was actually featured in a Netflix movie called The Hitman. Glenn Powell, the actor, is wearing the Pinks uniform. So I think maybe that has some of our guys feeling like they're a celebrity and people recognizing them. So that's been pretty cool. And then as far as a more specific story, I have an owner that they are actually about to launch. And as they have been kind of pre getting ready to launch, they were super excited. They already had gotten the Pinks merchandise. They were already wearing the hat. Really throughout the discovery process, they were brand advocates. And so they've been talking to people they know, making connections prior to launch. And they're actually about to invest in another territory because they made a great connection that has all of these different golf courses in a different area that they then want to expand into. So they're already seeing the potential and the growth opportunities as they are really just getting launched. So we have several similar stories to that, but that's just one that comes to mind that's kind of happening currently. And then as far as on the flip side, challenges. So I would say probably what I have heard is hiring slash just people in general. Right. So I think this is a people business. Ultimately, it's making sure you as an owner are bringing on the right people so that they're then servicing the people that are your clients in the right way. So it all kind of really ties back to people. And so I would say that it's something that to kind of combat as far as how we help out with that, it's something that's heavily ingrained in our training and our coaching as far as where to look for people, how to find them. We dive in when needed if they need an extra handhold. But it's also empowering our owners that it's okay to hire someone and fire them quickly and then rehire someone else. So that's a conversation that I've heard with a couple of our owners of, hey, I'm a little bit nervous to do this. What are your thoughts around this? And we're supportive with them as a franchise partner. We'll back what they ultimately want to do, but I think that's a big piece that has helped a lot of our owners is just working through. It's okay to let this person go to then build your team in a better capacity. And then we've seen some of our owners who have made those changes really skyrocket from there.
Well, that's wonderful, Amy. I have one last question before we wrap up. Can you
Yeah.
tell us what excites you the most about the future of Pink's window services and what's next for the brand?
Yeah, I would say honestly, what excites me most is really just seeing our owners, specifically the ones that I've brought on. I have a little bit of a soft spot for them, but really just seeing them be what's the word I'm looking for? Ultra successful. And we talk a lot about that at just Resi Brands overall with all of our brands. We don't want successful owners. We want ultra successful owners. And that's what I'm excited about is seeing them thrive in their areas and seeing that year over year continued growth of their business. And that really is what excites me most. And then some future additions to the services that we may offer are really exciting as well. I will let those be completely released when that is fully shared. You could probably go to our CEO Steven's LinkedIn to find out some additional services that we may be offering in the near future, but we're excited about where Pinks is going as far as really dominating the window space in terms of cleaning and exterior and whatnot.
Wow, this Amy, this conversation has actually been quite good. It's wonderful, actually. Thank you so
Good.
much for sharing the ins and outs of Pink's Window Services with us. It's clear that you're not just cleaning windows. You're brightening up homes, businesses, and even the lives of your franchisees.
I love it. I love it. Absolutely.
And for those of you listening or watching, I hope you've been as inspired as I have. And if you're thinking about jumping into business ownership, remember, whether it's sparkling windows or something else, the right franchise fit can truly transform your life. Now, as I mentioned, that I am a franchise consultant. So if you need help navigating the world of franchises and considering navigating businesses, definitely reach out to me. My contact information is noted in the box below. And don't forget to subscribe, drop a comment, and share this episode with anyone who might be interested in exploring the world of franchising. Until next time, I am Dimple Patel with KGS Business Consultants, helping you find your perfect business fit, one franchise at a time. Stay bright, everyone.
Thank you.